Human Development International would like to make an official statement on the largest disaster that struck Manila. And with me is Darlene Arcaya, the Mutiana Barangay 7A.
Hello, a pleasant day to everyone.
The overwhelming human and financial impacts of Typhoon Ondoy are strong evidence that political and economic decisions made have failed to account for our dependence on a healthy resource base. Clogging of rivers and other tributaries, and the destruction of our wetlands that absorb water excesses have made large areas vulnerable to the forces of nature. In addition, climate change has exacerbated the destructive power of Typhoon Ondoy.
Yes, the disaster now unfolding in Manila is a wake-up call for decision makers. For if the world continues on its current course, massively altering the natural world and further increasing fossil fuel consumption, future generation may face a chain of disasters that make Typhoon Ondoy-scale disaster a common feature of life in the 21st century.
Truly, a forewarning that we have to take seriously, and the lessons learned, like the indiscriminate economic development and ecologically destructive policies, and the rapid population growth in vulnerable areas have left many communities more vulnerable to disasters. Sad to say, we have failed to protect our wetlands in order to spur economic development. Now, these decisions are already exacting costs. Natural ecosystems, such as wetlands and forests, are more valuable when left intact, so as to protect our communities from flash floods, landslides, drought, and other natural occurrences.
Likewise, there's a need for us to address the links between climate change and weather-related disaster, although no specific storm can be linked to climate change. Scientists agree that warm water is the fuel that increases the intensity of such storms, and that tropical seas have increased in temperature by up to 2 degrees Fahrenheit over the past century.
And, alarmingly, in the next few decades, water temperatures and sea levels will continue to rise, greatly increasing vulnerability of many communities. Global warming and its anticipated effects on the hydrological cycle will make some areas more vulnerable as storms, floods, and droughts continue to increase in frequency and intensity.
More importantly, there is an urgent need for us to diversify energy supplies. The national and global economic impact of Typhoon Ondoy is growing by the day, with consumers around the world now paying significantly more for energy than they were a week ago.
Yes, decades of failure to invest in new energy option has left the world dependent on oil and natural gas. Biofuels and other renewable resources now represent viable alternatives to fossil fuels, which are not only vulnerable to natural disasters, but could have a big impact on the severity of future disasters.